We have major changes when it comes to Halo Infinite and the way 343 is going to be making their game. Could we see Unreal Engine 5 take place and take over what Halo is doing? Can we see certain affinities mode get delayed because of this? There's a lot of information regarding Barney Ross, a bunch of the Halo development, and everything going on within the franchise and what we can expect Halo to become in the next several years. Let's get into everything because there's a lot of information and all these leaks seem pretty insane and valid. So let's get into this. Alright, so you know the drill. If you like the content, hit that subscribe button and that like button. And if you want to be notified on future videos, hit that small little bell icon. And if you want to go that extra mile to support the channel, hit that join button. All the support is greatly appreciated. Alright, so we know what Halo Infinite is. We know all the criticism that's been coming out about it. We know that 343 Industries released a game that was critically acclaimed. Because we have to admit, when the multiplayer launched, it was insane. People loved it. People enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And then when the single player component came out a month later, it came out to critical acclaim that everybody enjoyed. And not to mention, I'm one of those people that enjoyed the campaign for what it was. But overall, as a games as a service, it's been very lacking. As the engine has progressed, it's been very lacking. And that's what everybody's been talking about for several months, if not the last year, is that Halo needs more content. It needs better support, and Halo Infinite just needs more time in the oven, which apparently hasn't gone on deaf ears to Xbox, because we're seeing a lot of people come forward and a lot of leaks come out talking about how Halo might be jumping into another reboot where they're going to make this next game, or Halo 7, and start over instead of going down the 10-year plan that they said Halo Infinite's going to be. So I just want to get into these leaks and I just want to talk about this, so let's get into this. For anyone seeing this Halo the Endless stuff recently, just know we here at Halo Leaks have been calling this stuff for months in the Discord server. We're currently under the impression 343 Industries is making a new Halo game, and the name for it will be Halo the Endless. There's been quite a lot of leaks suggesting this as well, all from different sources. We've even seen some brand new 343 Industry employees mention it on Twitter, not the name, but new Halo project, only to delete the tweet. Certain affinities mode is rumored to not be on the Slipspace engine at all, but rather built on top of Unreal Engine. Aren't 100% sure how valid that is, but I'm under the impression certain affinities mode will use Slipspace, but a fully finished version of it. Infinite was built on top of an unfinished version. Okay, so let's just break this all down really quick because there is still more. Now, the first thing we have to talk about is Halo the Endless. We know that during Halo Infinite, they left us on a massive cliffhanger when it comes to the story, and a lot of people felt it was a little incomplete. And to me, I do tend to agree with that from a story perspective. Did I still get 30 hours out of the campaign? Of course I did, and I enjoyed every single minute of that. But overall, I do feel like 343 Industries did miss the mark when it comes to storytelling and what you can bring to Halo Infinite. And on top of that, I feel like 343 Industries has kind of gone certain ways. For Halo 4, they had a great campaign that people enjoyed, but the multiplayer wasn't that great. And then when you look at Halo 5, it was probably one of the best multiplayers they ever brought out, yet the campaign people hated. And then you look at Halo Infinite, and I feel like it's a mixed bag all around, and when you look at the multiplayer from a support perspective, people just didn't like it. So when you look at all these things and you put it together and you see what 343 Industries has done with Slipspace, you can tell that maybe UE5 might be the route to go for a lot of these developers that are building something for Halo Infinite. And internally, it's looking like these rumors are going to start even more. And if you look at what Certain Affinity is doing, which is rumored to be a battle royale set in the Halo universe, that's going to change up, and it's something that is brought up right here when they talked about Certain Affinities mode going into Slipspace engine, but there's rumors that it's going to be built on Unreal Engine 5, which again, the leaks aren't 100% sure on that, but if it is built on Slipspace engine, it needs to be a fully fleshed out version of that engine, which I just don't think Xbox and, of course, 343 Industries is going to put time into doing. And that's what's talked about here. Furthermore, we've also heard rumors that Certain Affinities mode had a release date of fall 2023, Sean W., but got delayed to 2024. Rumor, Joe himself said no campaign DLC for Infinite when he arrived on scene, rather wanting to build from scratch and get rid of Chris Lee's vision. That is a massive thing, and that's what else the leak talks about right here. And yes, the 10-year plan for Halo Infinite, as far as we are aware of, was scrapped internally as far back as December or January. For example, split-screen campaign co-op for Infinite was scrapped last year. 343 Industries kept it in the public eye as if they were working on it, still to avoid backlash. All of this info doesn't mean the money you spent on Halo Infinite is pointless. Halo Infinite gonna have at least another 2 to 3 years of life, if not more. You can still play and enjoy the game for years to come, but will it have 10 years of life? As far as we're aware, no. That to me just says everything that people have been asking for since Halo Infinite came out and since the multiplayer has been completely lackluster. Yes, we all know that Joe Staten came in and kind of resurrected this game. We know it was in development trouble for a very long time. It took him 7 or 8 years to get this game out, and it took him multiple years to get the Slipspace engine into something that was respectable. But overall, it's still not having respect for what the franchise could have. It's still not having respect for what Master Chief is, according to what Xbox has been doing for years, which is making it the top shooter in the world. That's what Halo was for a very long time, and it's a far cry from what that is now, and that's the whole point. When you look at Call of Duty Modern Warfare, when you look at Apex Legends, when you even look at other games like Battlefield, they have far more features than what Halo brings to the table. Even games like Rainbow Six Siege have a far better understanding of what people want from a games as a service from a first-person shooter perspective, and that's what Halo needs to do. They need to go back, they need to rethink some things, and honestly, I think they need to reboot what Halo is from the core. I know that sounds a little weird, but Staten dropping the 10-year plan is a massive plus to me. They need to do that completely, because Chris Lee's vision is just not working. It wasn't executed properly, it wasn't done properly, and it wasn't developed properly. That's what I feel is going to happen with Halo in the next iteration. They're going to have to get a clear path, a clear understanding, and I think Halo is going to be shelved for a very long time. I'm sure we'll have 2 to 3 years or maybe 4 years of Halo Infinite, and you'll get to play some multiplayer stuff, but story-wise, I think it's going to be a long time before we see anything, and I think Certain Affinity's game, if it comes out in 2024 or 2025, or their mode, which is the Battle Royale, I think that's going to carry us a few more years after that release. So I wouldn't be surprised if in 2027 we get something from Halo, but until then, I'm sure we'll get updates, and like I said, we'll get that Certain Affinity mode that's coming out. Now, there is other leaks out there. There are a bunch of other stuff talking about the BR mode and, of course, Bonnie Ross. So apparently, Bonnie Ross was not fired and was actually planning on leaving. So there's a lot of stuff there that's kind of insane. So a lot of people thought Bonnie Ross was fired and that she had to go, but really she had a family emergency and that's why she left. So we'll look into that and we'll see what happens there, but overall Bonnie Ross was going to leave. I feel like it, especially since 343 Industries has been kind of struggling, and of course some heads need to roll. I don't ever advocate for that, but it is what it is. Now, this is of course speculation, but he also heard that the next campaign won't be in the Slipspace engine, but instead will really focus in on the Unreal Engine 5. Now, that's where this differs, because people think that Certain Affinity, the reason why it's delayed, is because they're moving over to Unreal Engine 5, when in reality, we don't know that and there's no confirmation. But if the next Halo Infinite is not going to be on the Slipspace engine and they're going to move over to some other development tool, that's going to be a massive, and I mean massive, delay to anything we see from Halo for a very long time. And don't get me wrong, I think it needs to be done. I think Halo needs a lot of time before we even start to play that game again. Trust me, I have it uninstalled because of how annoyed I was. I couldn't get into a big team battle for months, and it just felt annoying because that's my favorite mode. I know a lot of other people like ranked and all that, but I enjoy the big team battle. I enjoy the big battles that we get to fight multiple people because that's just what Halo brought to me, and that's what I enjoyed. And when it was down, it was annoying. And then when they did bring it back, there was desync issues. All these issues and all these things that's happening is from the core of what development cycles should be. It shouldn't be this bad for developers to even patch their game, but it feels like Halo is always behind. It feels like they're always trying to do something that just can't be done, and the gamers are the ones who suffer. Yes, I understand the developers are working hard. Yes, I understand that Halo is a massive game that takes a lot of time, but overall, when you look at every other competitor out there, which Sony doesn't believe there are any, when you look at Battlefield, even when you look at all these other games out there like Apex Legends, they get things out in a constant cycle. When you look at Fortnite, they get content out in a constant cycle. When you look at Call of Duty and all the modes that were in that beta that they just had with Modern Warfare 2 was more complete than Halo was, which is just a shame when you look at everything prospectively. And that's what I want to hone in on. I want to hone in on if they do go to Unreal Engine 5, great, get developers on it, make sure you have everything developed correctly, and you bring out a Halo that we can all love. Not to mention, I want you to do a little something different with the story. Don't leave us on a cliffhanger like you did. Make sure it's a complete story and have some cool cutscenes. Like, I feel like Halo Infinite, while it was great in the open world, they really didn't give you anything rich when it comes to story. And that's what I believe they need to kind of focus on when it comes to single player. As for the multiplayer, yes, you need to focus on bringing out content for people to play. You need to have better battle passes. They're in the middle of the season 2 and a bunch of other stuff, but it's extremely lackluster. All that stuff doesn't mean anything because a lot of gamers saw that and were like, that's all you're giving us? I understand that you might have trouble. I understand that there's a lot of change from the top bottom going on at 343 Industries, but as Xbox, you guys should be doing better than this because Halo Infinite deserves better, and let's hope Certain Affinity can get a BR out there, and let's hope all this stuff comes true because I want these rumors to fix Halo, and hopefully that happens in the next couple years. But let me know what you think about this. Are you surprised that Halo's having so much development trouble? Do you think Unreal Engine 5 is going to help Halo in any way? Or do you think they could go to another development tool like id Tech, which made Doom Eternal and all those games that run flawlessly? Or do you think it should go to another studio that should run Halo? Let me know down below because that's what we're here for. It's to talk games. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. All the support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I'm kind of just playing a bunch of Days Gone. I'm having a lot of fun with that. Yeah, I didn't like it when it was on the PlayStation 4 because the frame rates and it was very buggy, but over the last 2 or 3 years, I feel like the developer on there, which is I think the developers in Oregon or Sony Bend, they've done a really good job basically patching this game out. I've really enjoyed it. It runs great on the PC, and it's a lot of fun when you start fighting hordes, especially with the mouse and keyboard. So I'm really enjoying that game, and of course I've been jumping into Rocket League and a bunch of other games with people that I know. But now I'm really waiting for my Steam Deck, which should be coming I think today or pretty soon. So I'm looking forward to jumping into that, emulating it, and just having a lot of fun with it and jumping into games and kind of making that my backlog killer. So I'm looking forward to that. But let me know what you're playing. Are you playing something on your Xbox, your PlayStation, or are you playing something on your PC? Let me know down below because that's what we're here for. It's to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.